welcome to another installment of Liberty Nation's Swamponomics videocast. I'm Andrew Moran, Ellen's economics correspondent. This week, saving less and borrowing more. While broad-based inflation remains a concern, inflationary pressures are concentrated on goods people need the most, particularly food and electricity. With inflation eating away at wages and wage growth slowing to its lowest level since March 2021, consumers are struggling to keep their heads above water. Therefore, it is not surprising that Americans are socking away less money for a rainy day and tapping, inserting, or swiping the piece of plastic. The Bureau of Economic Analysis, or BEA, reported that the savings rate declined to 5% in July, the lowest level since August 2009. Meanwhile, consumer credit has been trending higher. In June, consumer credit surged more than $40 billion, up from $23.79 billion in the previous month and higher than the market estimate of $25 billion. Suffice to say, with prices remaining elevated, it is clear that households cannot survive on their incomes anymore. This is evident in a wide array of consumer surveys too. For example, a recent First Insider report which showed that most consumers think the nation is in a recession, Americans are cutting spending in a wide variety of places, from streaming services to dining out to gym memberships, in order to keep up with food inflation. Other surveys show that many Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, while a growing number of households is depending on credit cards to pay for groceries. But savings are essential for a growing and thriving economy. As economist Frank Shostak wrote in 2021, quote, "What enables the expansion of the flow of production of goods and services is savings and not demand. It is through savings, which give rise to production, that demand for goods can be exercised. Any attempt to create an illusion that people's wishes somehow can be accommodated through the monetary presses is sooner or later shattered by the facts of reality. That is not possible to create something from nothing." That is unless, of course, you are Minneapolis Fed Bank President Neil Kashkari, who told 60 Minutes at the beginning of the coronavirus pandemic that the central bank has an infinite amount of money. Oh, only in Washington can this be true. Even if saving less were an involuntary decision, can anyone blame Americans for not saving more? The legendary economist Milton Friedman regularly made this point. Inflation is eating away at consumers' purchasing power. Their return on deposits still fail to keep up with inflation, and the economy is going to hell in a handbasket. So what will be the point of saving when you can just consume and enjoy yourself in a time of high inflation and low interest rates? Once a sharp economic downturn strikes the nation in the form of job losses and falling residential property values, it's going to be a devastating turn of events for households nationwide. But hey, at least you can get a $7,500 tax credit to buy an electric vehicle, which was offset by automakers increasing the price of their cars by $7,500, or you can cover the cost of your rich friend's kid who took on $50,000 in student debt to obtain a degree in lesbian dance theory, and that would not result in a steady job. That's Bidenomics 101. That's it for me this week. Please read my full Swamponomics column on LibertyNation.com, where I discuss Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell's recent speech at the Jackson Hole Economic Symposium, waning consumer demand, and the possibility of $125 crude oil again. Also, be sure to check out my previous Swamponomics interviews, including with former Congressman Ron Paul, media personality Carol Roth, and eminent economist Stephen Moore. Thank you.
We're doing it for real, really real. Liberty Nation.
And Jeff Charles, contributor for LibertyNation.com.
I think we're starting to make an impact. Liberty style, fighting for freedom.
Daily tracking poll sponsored by Liberty Nation for Thursday.
Mentioned by Dan Bongino, Rasmussen, Jordan Peterson, and
I
others.
can do it again if you want me to.
Cited in Mark Levin's American Marxism.
I think we're starting to make a really big impact. Get noticed. We're doing it. Rock on. I'm gone.